Oh. Usually we start on the screen. Oops. Good morning. Namaste and welcome. Made a bit of a mistake there, but it's okay. There's the ad at the beginning. So good morning, everybody. Welcome. Say hello to everybody here. Vaibhav Gupta, nice to see you. Nadine, glad to have you here. Morning. Moon says, hello everyone, happy to be here again for this meditation. Always happy to have you here, Moon and Vicky. Vicky enjoyed your class.
Oh, thank you, Vicky. I saw the message.
Nadine also loved your class. Hi, Nadine. Oscar, happy to have you here again. Svetlana's back. Georgianne. Sarah. Maria is amazing. So I say first, I'm super excited because I just did the first big Zoom class. Big. There was 6 of us in total. But it was so nice. So I see I think all of you, most of you are here in the chat now. So welcome back. So nice. For those of you that don't know, we're now live on Zoom. Pass it off to Claria.
So good morning and welcome to everybody. Again, back to this meeting, the Sunday meditation. So like as usual, today we will do another meditation, a different one. Today will be Andrew guided. And in the end of the meditation, we will do some, question and answers, Q&A, see?
Yeah, Q&A.
Finally, after 4 times, I find a way to spelling correct. And so yes, the announcement for this week, we are live on Zoom on Wednesday and Sunday, 9 in the morning in Calgary, Canada, Mountain Standard Time.
Wow.
Yes, I got it. And this week, yesterday, we released 2 classes. One was for YouTube for everybody, and the other one is for the members. Is an advanced class. I already announced this last Sunday. And the next things that will come, I'm very excited because I recording my first workshop challenge online. It was start like a challenge. It was my first challenge, so I was a little bit nervous and excited at the same time. And then eventually it's been transformed in a full workshop. But I'm very excited because this project is months that I work on because I'm working with a rehab in Italy, so with a group of young people there, and it's something that I really take with love because it's a good help for these young people. And then of course now it's transformed a bit for you guys because it's more about energy and emotion. I work a lot with emotion, so I will really appreciate if you go through the process and then in the end you give me some suggestion. What do you think about? Because it's a project that is working on and is a kind of pilot. So I really appreciate any suggestion on what you felt and how it was going, because I really put a lot of energy, and I hope that one day I will teach this in many rehab in many places. And it's work with emotion, and the name is 10 steps to wellness, 10 steps to ourselves. And I think it will be released in February, only for the members because it's quite intense and it cannot be for YouTube for everybody. And what else? What new? Nothing there. We have Zoom. There was another thing I don't remember. I forgot about.
I think that was it.
Okay, that was it. And the Sunday I think is going well. So we are very happy that you are here. And thank you so much for your participation and your presence. It's a very well, received, and it's a warm. We had this week an amazing interview. I don't know if she is here with Ingrid.
Anyway, we'll talk to her and maybe we'll post it. We had someone reach out to us for an interview on raising your vibration.
It was very nice.
So if we can, we'll share that to the channel later.
And I think for now it's all. So we go directly in our meditation with Andrew, introduce a bit a new practice, and then we go in the practice, and then there will be the question, general question about everything. If you have something to ask to us. And again, I repeat this intention of this Sunday meditation is to give different tools, different experience, because we are all very different and not everything work for everybody, okay? We need to try and then find our way through oneness, through, freedom and liberation. And so this is our intention, and this is also what we do in our channel in Refeel Yoga. Is meant to, refill yourself, and for refill ourselves, we need to experience, and this is our, deep thoughts in refilling what we want to do. And this for this reason that we are two different persons, two different experience, and we try to give you what is our experience with the hope that you find something that is really, move inside you and work for you. So today another meditation. Now Andrew will introduce, and I hope that you will enjoy.
Yeah, beautiful. Maria said she liked your advanced Kundalini practice.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, this was. Did you enjoy the music, Maria?
So, I need the pillow because I've already sat on the floor for a while this morning. Yeah, I want to say about Clelia's 10-day workshop. It's it started as she wanted to do her first 10-day challenge, and Clelia's so intense that she made a full-on workshop, and she even threw in the option to make it a full retreat. So it's really a special gift. It will be available to the Refeel Yogi members, both here and on Patreon. So if you're part of that, or if you want to partake in that, you can join our membership, and there's access to this new 10-day workshop of Clelia's, as well as lots and lots of other content, like Maria mentioned, this advanced Kundalini class. And we appreciate your support, and we want to give back as much as we can. This is what we love to do. So let's get into the meditation today. I'm going to share with you one of my favorite meditation techniques. This is a very traditional meditation technique. It's actually one of the first meditations listed in a text known as the Vijñāna Bhairava Tantra. So the Vijñāna Bhairava Tantra is as you can imagine, is a tantric text that denotes 114 or 112 different meditations, all very special and very potent meditations known as Dhāraṇas or even dhyanas. Different techniques for going into this meditative state. Now, the one that we're going to be doing today is called Prana Uccara. I've got a video of it on the channel already. Some of you may have done it. I just get my phone organized. The reason I love this meditation is because it's combining a bunch of elements. You're gonna see it. I've built up to this from the previous meditations that I've introduced, but essentially all the things that we do when we practice yoga, all the movements, all the poses, there are certain training for the body, for the energy, for the emotions. And when we get to the state of these meditation or these concentration techniques, it's essentially trying to achieve that same effect that we get in poses and pranayamas and everything, but just with the mind. When we can impress our mind over something, we can influence it. We can 112 meditations for self-realization. Thank you, Nadine. Yeah. It's I highly recommend you to check it out. There's many translations. Some of them are quite intellectual and not very fun to read, but there's some that are more commentary based and they go a little deeper into the explanations of the meditation. Anyway, when we do these practices, we try to overlay our awareness. We try to create some sort of imagination, and this will have an influence on our system, on all the layers, and it can take us to a really deep state. The way we're going to do this meditation today is in 3 parts. It's all working with the breath. And we start just being aware of the breath, like we did the first day with the kind of Anapana meditation. We're going to visualize the breath coming in from the nose down to the belly. This path from where it starts to where it ends. And you can visualize the breath like this fluid moving in and out. And we just take that time to get in connection with the natural flow of breath and the feeling of this fluid that enters and leaves the body. After we settle the mind and go inside, we're going to go to the second stage, which is where instead of trying to feel the breath, we try to feel the energy. We try to feel the prana. And the prana moves from outside at a place called the Dhāraṇā. Dhāraṇā means the end of 12, and it refers to a point 12 fingers from the nose. So I encourage you right now to place one hand at the nose, then another hand, and then a third hand. Okay? And where the fingers, the 12 fingers end, this is the point. This is the Dhāraṇā right here. So somewhere around here below the nose. As we inhale from this point, and it goes down a space of about 12 fingers, and it ends in the center of the chest, a place known as Heart Chakra. And as we exhale, it's going to come up the nose and out. So it's creating this sort of in and out, this dome shape. And really try to feel not so much the breath, but the prana. Now, it might take some imagination. This can be a more advanced technique. You can feel the breath. When you start to feel the prana, it's almost like a tickle. It's almost like something bubbling inside. You know, what helps me to go into this deep state is rather than feeling the sensations of the breath on my nose and my lips, is I almost try to feel this little tickle of the nose hairs inside. And that helps me to go really slow, really subtle. And you really need to calm the mind and bring it inside to feel that. We'll do that for some time. And then the third and final stage is the Uccara part, the Prana Uccara. Uccara means upward push. So now we're going to push the energy upwards. We go from inhaling from the Dhāraṇā in to the heart center. And then we're going to exhale and push up the central channel to the upper Dhāraṇā. Now this is the upper point at the end of 12. So again, if you've never done this before, I recommend you to stack 3 hands on top and feel this point right here. You can close your eyes and just try to bring awareness to there, because we're going to want to imagine in the final stage, inhaling from there straight down into the heart center, and then exhaling straight up. So moving with the breath, nice slow breath, and tracing the awareness from the top, inhaling down and exhaling up. This meditation can take you so far. It's truly a meditation that can really expand your consciousness. And to support us with this movement, we have different tools. If you're a more kinesthetic person, more in touch with the sensations, you can try to feel this flow of energy. You might feel like tickles, vibrations, pulsations. If you're more visual, you can visualize. You can visualize something like a golden ball moving between the two spaces, this golden ball of light. Or you can visualize this silver thread, the central channel that connects these 2 points. And if you're more oral, more auditorial, you can use the mantra Soham, inhaling So down into the heart center and exhaling Ham to the space above the crown. So those are the 3 stages. In total, we will do for about 20 minutes, like as usual. I will guide you, but just so you know, those are the 3 stages. Okay, so with that, we're going to prepare for the meditation. So I invite you to make your way into a comfortable seated position. Make yourself comfy. I've decided I want to use my blankie today. Let's put this one on so you guys can hear me a little bit better. And make sure that it's not too loud for everybody. Okay. So coming into your comfortable seated position, sitting with the eyes closed, tension turned inside. It's okay. Take a deep inhalation through the nose. Open the mouth and sigh it out. Oh, feel the body soften, the mind relax. Again, deep inhalation through the nose. And sigh it out. Oh, feel the vibrations massaging the nervous system. Last time, this time we hold the breath, deep inhalation. Sniff in even more. Hold. And let go. Oh. Sitting with the eyes closed. Attention turned inside. And bring your awareness to the flow of breath. In through the nose. Down the throat. All the way to the belly. And feel the belly flow from the nose, from the belly up the throat and out the nose. In the nose to the belly, from the belly up and out the nose. Try to feel all the sensations of the fluid air flowing in and out of the body. As any thoughts arise, just note to yourself, I am thinking, I'm coming back to the breath. And return to the physical sensations of the breath. Notice as you observe the breath, the mind growing quieter, softer, more internalized. Notice the subtle differences between the inhalation and the exhalation. The inhalation is slightly cool, fresh, flows in like a cool liquid, while the exhalation is slightly more warm, flows out soft and comfortably. The inhalation brings in fresh vitality, energy, and lifts the spirit, while the exhalation softens the body and relaxes the mind. With the mind deeply internalized, bring your awareness to the subtle flow of prana from the outer Dvarashanta, the space 12 fingers below the nose, flowing up into the nose and down into the heart center. The exhale flows from the heart center up to the nose and down to the outer Dvarashanta. Soften your awareness. Feel the subtle flow of energy between these 2 points. Tracing your awareness with the breath from the Dhāraṇā into the heart center, from the heart center out to the Dhāraṇā. Try to feel the tiny tickles of prana, the soft bubbles of energy flowing in and out of the body. With the mind quiet and aware of the subtle movements of energy, prepare for stage 3, the Uccara, upward push of energy. Inhale into the heart center. And as you exhale, bring your consciousness straight up through the central channel to the upper Dhāraṇā, 12 fingers above the crown. Inhale down into the heart center. And exhale back up to the Dhāraṇā. You can visualize a golden ball moving along a silver thread. You can feel the tiny vibrations of energy moving between these 2 points. Or you can use the mantra, so, hum. Inhaling down into the heart center. Exhaling all the way up to the upper Dhāraṇā. And gently release the meditation practice and take a moment to just sit in pure awareness. Recognize the state you're in, the space you're in, your pure witness consciousness. And from here, slowly, gently drop your chin to your chest. And when you feel ready, slowly open the eyes and gaze down upon yourself from this space of pure awareness, without any judgment, pure love and acceptance. Gently bring the hands together in front of the heart. Say thank you for this time, for this energy. Thank you for this body, this mind, this consciousness. Take a deep inhalation into the heart. And as you exhale, gently coming back, so I can say thank you. Namaste. Beautiful, everyone. I think, Clelia, I need you to go to the bathroom. Thank you, Vicky. Thank you, guys. This is, like I said at the beginning, this is one of my favorites, actually. I really struggled with it at first. It was really difficult for me to go into this subtle awareness. So if that's the case for you, and no, it's natural, but the more and more I work with my energy, the more and more I work with this type of meditation, the stronger it gets, and the deeper I'm able to go, until I find myself in a point where I really feel just this witness consciousness, like I'm just observing everything. And that's why I wanted to share, because I find it very lovely. Moon liked it as well. Thank you, Moon. Thank you, guys. So now maybe everybody is really witness consciousness. So now we open the space if anybody has any questions, anything they want to talk about. It's open to go with the flow. Try to think of any questions we've received recently. Thank you, Svetlana. So nice to see you again. Thank you, Sarah. I really love these Sundays we get to spend together. We really enjoy them. How do you feel?
Okay.
Nadine has a question. I have a question for you both. I've been meditating now for almost 2 years and I still find myself getting easily triggered, then harsh words, and then regret. You know, meditation isn't gonna just solve everything. First of all, is beautiful awareness, you know, that you can realize this triggering. You know, we've been meditating for many years as well, and the trigger is always going to be there. You know, what we want to try to do is to become aware before we act on that trigger. You know, and this is why, for me personally, within the meditation practice, I think we can meditate and we can go into very deep states, but sometimes we don't really notice when the mind is escaping. You know, well, like we can sit there and we can be observing this, but maybe the mind is thinking of like, oh, breakfast after this, or oh, that puppy I saw the other day was so cute, oh my God. And then all of a sudden we notice and we bring it back. At that moment that you notice, if you actually take time to reaffirm to yourself that you have noticed. So it's one thing to notice and pull it back right away, but it almost becomes automatic. Oh, I'm there, back. But if we actually take the time to tell to ourselves, oh, I'm thinking, I'm coming back. You know, this extra step of recognizing that you've recognized that the mind is escaping. And this adding this to your practice can also help to, in that heated moment, instead of getting triggered, being like, oh, I am triggered. Maybe you still act with the harsh words, but to recognize it first is a big step, you know, because that's one step closer to being able to pull it back. So I would recommend, regardless of what meditation practice you're doing, is to add that extra step, reaffirm to yourself when you realize that the mind has escaped you.
And I can tell you that from my experience, I told you it's my experience. Hopefully you will find some insight in that. For me, all the kind of practice that we do on the mat, this is from asana, pranayama, meditation, the practice that we do, for me is working like a gym for the mind. Okay, I always tell also during my class, you know, take this time, it's like a, you know, a training for our body and our mind. It's the gym of the mind, you know. So every time that we do any kind of practice, for example, meditation in your case, and for example, the fact that you go, you know, you are triggering one point because your meditation is not perfect, so all certain things start to be active. So there is the judge come, then there is the harsh word, and then there is the regret, and all these steps that you do. These are amazing. It's an amazing moment that you can use to really observe yourself. What happens in that moment that you go trigger for this reason? Because in this case, maybe your meditation are not perfect. How do you think or idealize that need to be done, or whatever is in your mind? I don't know, but you know, I take this like an example. And then something happens in yourself. You went trigger, and there are some kind of mechanism that start to arrive. Bam, 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 bam. If you notice that, you can use two ways. One is Andrew tell you to come back and realize and go back to meditation. The other that I usually use, because I work more with emotion and I try to always, you know, observe myself, it's why I'm triggered for that and where these mechanisms come. Because these mechanisms are defense mechanisms. And when there is this defense mechanism are things that are cover some kind of maybe core belief, or maybe some kind of trauma that we have in the past. It can be very small things, but the important is that you recognize this step, because usually when we are triggered in that moment, that is the meditation, that we are in a safe container, in a safe space, and something happens inside us, that gives the possibility to ourselves to observe how we react to something. So this means that if you find a way dissolve this way to react. Probably when this will happen outside, when you would be triggered for something, maybe you have the possibility first to observe what is going on, and second one, again, to find a way to come through in a better way, and make the best version of yourself every time more. So don't take this like a bad thing that is happens. Actually take this and use it in a many way you can use to learn about yourself, to see what is going on. And when we train in the mind, we notice that then when it happens again in a daily life, we are more able, and it will be more easy go through some certain situation. For example, it can be also a big step just to tell, okay, I went out of this. Now it's an example, is now, don't take this personally. And I start to think my meditation was no good, I'm very bad, I'm not good enough. Okay, this is something that is triggered inside me, that this I'm not good enough is present not only in my meditation, it will be present in many aspects of my life. Because maybe I will be not good enough, I don't know, mom, or not good enough in my work, or not good enough my partner, and blah, blah, blah. So in this case, I can notice this, and I can try to say, wait a moment. I take time for myself. I'm here sitting. I'm doing a meditation. It's already a big step. So it's not that I'm not good enough, because I'm taking time to go through that and change this core belief with something that it can be positive. Because then this mechanism that we create in our subconscious, it will react also in other steps, in other part of our life. So means that slowly, maybe this core belief that I'm not good enough, maybe it will change, and I will see improvement in any step of my life. So really use that time to go deep inside and see how you can, change this, how it can be become a tools for benefit instead of become something I'm my meditation is bad and I will never improve, or these kind of negative thoughts. Always try to change the negative with the positive. This is also another way to stimulate our system to work in this way also in a daily life. So the step that can be done with, some small mistakes that we do in our practice, it can bring a huge insight for ourselves and still evolve. So the goal of meditation or this practice is somehow is raise up our vibration, is evolve and become the better version of ourselves. So great job, because you are aware about that, and you can bring in your life more happiness and raise up your vibration.
Yeah, Clelia just did her 10-day workshop on working with these emotions. So it's another tool if you want to go through this. That's beautiful. She's better to work with the emotions than me. I just try to keep coming back. Nadine says, wise words. Thank you both. I love you guys. Patience. Vicky asks, what do you think about vaccinating against the coronavirus?
We don't talk about that.
And will you take the vaccine if it becomes mandatory for travel?
We don't talk about that.
We don't talk about that. Okay.
We don't express any thoughts. Sorry. It's a very taboo.
Yeah. In short, I'm not really for vaccinating against anything. I think we have an immune system for some reason.
We don't.
Okay. Apparently we're not allowed
it was Vijñāna. Svetlana, if you want, we talk in private. Vicky, sorry. Vicky, sorry, if you want, we talk in private, but not here.
Okay. Listen to your wife.
We'll tell you this.
Nadine also says, I've noticed that maybe this is a way of keeping myself in a negative pattern of self-loathing. Yes, of course, this is exactly what all of these things are, is patterns, and it's not your fault. This is the big thing. All of these patterns and habits and things that we fall into, they've been shaped from so many things. The way we were born, maybe we had one moment when we were hungry and our parents were busy and they didn't feed us, and it left some sort of trauma that becomes a pattern. But some things
is exactly this, Nadine, the fact that you recognize that is a negative pattern that you are inside. So best thing is training the mind to change this, because remember that we have the possibility and we can change this. So go through, no?
Everything is a training, and everything is about, we have patterns, we have habits, and we cannot just let them go. They need to be replaced. So for example, if you feel depressed and your pattern is to sit on the couch and eat chocolate, you think, wow, shit, it's not really helping me. If you can replace that, every time I get the urge to sit on the couch and eat chocolate, I go for a walk instead.
I read a book,
Slowly,
or whatever.
slowly, you replace one urge with another, and hopefully a more positive one. But this is how we can.
And then, of course, like everything, when you start to change something with positive, it's a small thing, a small sentence. For example, exactly, I go to three. The partner may be still there because I just substitute the chocolate with something else. But then, because you raise up your vibration, you open your mind, and you start to see that this mechanism, it can be changed more deep, and each time you go more deep until the moment that eventually you will be free. And this is also when we talk about reach freedom or liberation, because slowly we are dropping things that are not serve our inner self, are not serve our truth, just things that are there that in Italian is zavorra, that keep us down, these heavy things that boom keep down instead of raise up. So it's a step, and it's constantly in evolution, because as soon we finish maybe with something that we think, oh, this is done, then something happens, and then after 2 years it come back again because some small things was not working. This is constantly work and going, and it's a good job. And this is also part of the work that we are doing with this practice and these things, and it's good one. So don't be afraid, and don't be angry with yourself. Actually use this, and be grateful that you have the sensibility to start to see these small things, these small partners, and think how you can change it, because this is also an amazing practice, because if we don't take what we learn here in the mat outside, we do half of the work, and we take half of the benefit also, because yes, I'm amazing my yoga mat. As soon as I go outside, I want to kill myself. We need to start to work in both. So it's great job, really.
Yeah, every one of these conflicts is an opportunity for growth, if we take it. Matt, very nice to have you here. Referring to the meditation, Matt says, wow, beautiful tingling sensation from the crown of my head down my neck. Felt so peaceful and spacious. I was very moved. Hard to come back to the world. I'm very familiar with this experience. Sometimes go swap and come back, and it's different now because I just have the camera in front of me. But many times when I'm teaching the live class, I come back and I'm like almost scared to be in front of people. Like, okay,
spit out.
Namaste. But that's beautiful, when you go into this high state. This is where so much healing happens. This is where so many insights can come. We get closer to the truth of our being. So I thank you for sharing. I'm glad you had this experience. Mona says, I have a question. I fainted this week 2 times after I've done Kriya Pranayama and meditated heart focus. I fainted after I closed the practice and tried to get up. How can you explain this?
In many ways.
It depends which type of practice you're doing. And there's many what I assume is probably something to do with some blood pressure. Because a lot of this fast breathing has an effect on the blood pressure. It can raise it, it can drop it.
Also energetic level.
Energetically, yes, as well as especially a lot of Kriya that are moving energy up, that are doing this transmutation or sublimation. They can really deplete Muladhara. They can put a lot of energy in the head and make us, like Matt said, feel completely spaced out, and it's hard to come back. So if this is usual for you, you said this week, so I'm imagining maybe it's not a usual thing. Aside from factors that will affect you, like changes in diet, changes in your environment, emotional factors, if you're feeling more stressed out, is after the practice, take more time to ground if you need. Within the Kundalini yoga system, there's this closing kriya where you start by hug the knees into the chest, do some twisting, you do kind of this twist while you're still laying down. Then you bring the hands and feet together and you rub them.
Yeah, like massage the feet.
Massage the feet. Creating a connection more with the extremities brings the energy, the blood, the awareness back to the physical body. And be aware if this is happening for you. It's not necessarily a bad thing, I wouldn't say, but you need to act in a way that is going to support you. So take more time to ground, take more time to relax. If the fast breathing, a Kapalabhati, a Vastika, breath of fire is doing this, go more gentle. You don't need to push. Maybe you're in a time of your life where the energy is very high naturally, and it's better to focus more. I mean, you said it's heart-centered, but even once we get past Manipura, the energy doesn't go back down. When we bring it into the first 3 chakras, the energy will come up and drop down quite easily. But once we get past Anahata, we can stay very high. So if you need more grounding, like Clelia said, touch the feet, make connection with the feet, eat some more grounding foods. Like sometimes we get into this yogic lifestyle. We just start juicing and fasting and eating raw, and all of a sudden we're like vibrating because we've got no earth left in us. So it's okay. Eat some cooked food, potatoes, yams, root vegetables are very grounding. Did you want to?
Yeah, that especially when you do Kriya or this kind of very strong breathing and things. For example, personally, again, I talk about my personal experience. Me, for many reasons, I can't do the very fast breathing, the breath of fire, all this Kriya, because this is what happens to me in a very exponential way, because I not only faint, but I start to lose the feeling of my hand, and my leg is tingling too much. I feel my head going boom, boom, boom. My heart starts to go too much. And all this is why, because, and this is what maybe happens for you this week, these kind of movement are really energizing, and really the energy, they are made to shoot the energy from down to upward, to really shoot the energy, because this is what Yogi Bhajan was thinking about, to really before clean, the system, so clean the 5 body, actually the 10 body, because Yogi Bhajan have 10 body, and to really clean, because then on the Shushumna Nadi, the main channel, the spine, the energy will shoot down up, and you will feel this boom. For this reason, there are many people that love this kind of practice, because you have the effect, the physical, energetic effect, very fast and very strong. The other side is that, for example, me also depends, maybe again, it's not your case, I talk about me, but for example, me, I'm Gemini, and I have air in my, astral sign, and I'm more airy, and usually if you are already a kind of type that is more air, or more, if you have this shoot of energy, you cannot control, and it's too much. It becomes too much, when I was doing this Kundalini practice, that it was not Yogi Bhajan, completely different, traditional Kundalini. There are a couple of girls in the class with me that with that practice that we was doing, they was fell down, because they was completely air. They was very skinny, very, the gym, they was all air sand. So there is this also to take in consideration. Opposite is someone is very kapha, it's very heavy. This kind of energy is amazing, because finally you will feel something, because this heavy energy down finally will go up, and so it will be an amazing practice to do. So really depends where you are, and sometimes depends, there are times where we change. Maybe in this time you are maybe eating something that is slightly different, or sleep less, or this kind of make your system a little bit more sensitive. And when there is this shoot of energy, the energy stay up, and you need to bring then the energy down again, down to earth, because there are no good and bad energy. We need also, Muladhara, Svadhisthana, Manipura. We need this kind of energy for this world. Otherwise, you close yourself in a cave, you stay there, you meditate all the time, you don't eat, and this is another kind of practice, and it's okay. But usually you take for a time to live in this life, to have relationship, work, family, whatever is it. We need also this. So kind of you need to bring back down the energy. for this reason, personally, again, it's my experience, I prefer and I do traditional Kundalini because I can control my energy and I can feel where I am, where is it, how much I can bring up and how much I can bring down. For me, shooting with this breathing is not working, and it makes me feel bad. So I can't do this, and he knows. No, when I try to do a couple of class of Andrew, and I died. Yeah, and also, for example, the breathing. Come si chiama il?
Breath of fire.
No, the rebirthing.
Rebirthing.
Rebirthing, I can't. I'm
The
go
Wim
crazy.
Hof, these kind of
Wim
things.
Hof, I go crazy. My system, it cannot. I'm already extreme and agitated, from alone with not these things, but there are many other things that Andrew can't, and I love it, So be careful, so that it can be that maybe in this moment of your life or in this last week you change a little bit diet, stress, and you don't sleep, and the energy is shooting up, so really you need to bring up down. So like Andrew said, the closing part of this kriya, or massage your feet, eat food that bring you back down on this reality. Long shavasana is also helpful.
She says she's Gemini as well.
So you see, there is
And Nadine says that she's Gemini too. So a lot of Gemini.
a lot of Gemini. Great.
Even for me, I do a lot of these things. I do the Yogi Bhajan, I do the traditional, I do lots of Kriya. And it doesn't negatively influence me. I never feel bad. But I know if I do too much, I'm completely out there and I'm forgetful and I'm all over the
I
place.
need to take Andrew balloon with the Elio and keep him around because he's like...
So I often, though I don't feel bad, I really enjoy this sort of detached state. I also know that to be able to perform in this life and be somewhat responsible, I need to do some grounding. So I will often alternate. I will do some Yogi Bhajan stuff one day, and the next day I will do like a Muladhara sequence. There's the Muladhara Chakra initiation on the channel. Very good, So because I love to go high and expansive, and I also realize that to stay here and remember to do this stuff on the computer with you guys, I need to ground a little bit.
Remember that he have a wife.
Yeah. What? Svetlana said the combination of visualization and mantra Soham was really powerful, helped me to keep my monkey mind. I'm glad. I'm very glad. And this is it. We want to share things that so you can find what works for you, because everybody's different. We talked about last time is that everybody's got a different mind, so everybody's path will be slightly different. So if this works for you, I really encourage you to continue with it. This is one of the ideas that we do this weekly meditation. If you want, you can try this meditation all week long. And then flip for it, try the next one. And because 1 week is already enough to get a taste. You get a taste. If you do the same thing every day for 1 week, if it's working, if it's not working, maybe it could be working. One of the secrets, if the meditation is really going to work for you, it's going to shake something inside. Something inside is going to start to feel like, I don't know, because it starts to shake something in your personality. It starts to confront you. It's not just all, so peaceful. All of a sudden, something like, who was it said, Matt, he said it's hard to come back. It's shaking something inside you. You're starting to realize that there is more to this life than just this. So finding the right meditation technique might not always mean that you find the most relaxing one. It might be that you find the one that's creating some transformation inside you. Aaron said, Nadine says, that's what we love about you, Andrew. I assume it's my spaced out kind of personality. Aaron says, since I have recently started meditating, I've been remembering my dreams a lot more. Do you have any advice so that I can continue to make them stronger?
With the dream, yes, for sure. If you want to work more with the dream, that there are many, technique and book, and there are a full practice also in the lucid dream and all these kind of thing. And for sure, one of the things is do a small meditation before go to sleep, and this is very helpful. And the best thing is wake up very gently, very slowly. Best thing will be wake up with no any alarm. So when you wake up naturally, because during the night we have cycle, we go from, sleeping, very deep sleep, and then we come up slowly, and then we go back down. And I think it's a 4 or 5 cycle that we have in the night, and we dream the couple of minutes before we come in awakening state. So in the morning, because it's the last cycle, the dreams are more vivid and you usually remember more. And the first dream that we do usually are more the nightmare, because are more confused. Our mind in the night is not rational, so it don't have the ability to create the story. Who created the story? It's us and our rational mind. So the first dream usually are just flash of memory and flash of things that come, so they are really confused. And usually can be some kind of nightmare, or when we feel like that we are fell down, these kind of things. And the last dream, the last cycle, is the one that we remember more, because our rational mind is a little bit more awake, and we create the story between the flash and the image that our brain are created, that it's an electrical sign in the end. But to remember the dream, the most important part is when you are, in the morning, start to open your eyes, really take time there. Really, don't open the eyes and start to look at the phone or thinking or go blah, blah, blah. Of course, usually the problem is that maybe we wake up, we need to go work, a job, or a family, or whatever, what is in the life. But if you have the possibility to wake up very gently, with control, and think about it, that is where the mind is working. We are not completely awake, we are not sleeping. This moment in the middle is where we really remember the dream, because we are created the story of the dream. And more you become aware about this moment, and then we develop this kind of awareness for all the cycle on the night. So you will remember 3 to 4 to 5 dreams, because again, all night we do like this. We never in the night be awake like in the morning, but the wave go up and then start to go down again, and then we go in the REM phase, where we are sleep deep, and that is nothing happens, and this is where we are blackout somehow. And then slowly we come up, we have a dream, we just wake up, and then again down, blah blah blah. So more you become sensitive for the one in the morning, more then you develop this kind of sensitivity, and you start to remember the dream also in the night. After that, if you really want to work with this and lucid dream and all these kind of things, there are some kind of exercise that can be done in the night, where you go to sleep with doing certain kind of breathing, and then you put an alarm for a certain kind of time in the night. You wake up, you do some kind of breathing, and then you go back to sleep, because this again is to to refine your awareness in the awakening phase. And then when you start to work with lucid dream, and the body go outside and control your dream, you need to work a little bit also during the night. But to remember the dream, small meditation when you go to sleep. Don't use any phone, any book, nothing. Go directly to sleep, and then wake up very, very gently, very, very slowly in the morning, and try to put together. It can be very helpful to have a book and write as soon as you wake up what you was dream. And if you want to dream something specific, the meditation, the night, think about what you want to dream for a dream. For example, if I want to have a dream with Andrew, it can be suggest to think about, I don't know, his hand or his face, and then really try to remember exactly the face, the things, and usually 19% that you will have a dream with this person. Or if it's work, you think about for this reason. Sometimes when we have some kind of problem or issue in the life that is very present in the night, we dream about that, because it's constantly in our conscious mind, is there, is working. So our brain start to find the solution also in the subconscious level, because the problem is there. And sometimes happens that you find the solution the subconscious level that then is working also in the daily life. or sometimes your subconscious find a kind of solution where you don't dream anymore about that, but maybe it's not the solution for the daily life, or vice versa. When you find the solution in a daily life, you don't dream anymore about that because it's out of your subconscious mind.
Yes. So I will share with you just a couple tips that I used. For one, yeah, as Chloe said, the most important thing is when you wake up that you review your dream. Before you move, you ask yourself, where was I just now? And you look back. Because something about the limbic system, the muscular part of the body, when it connects with the brain, is it wipes that memory of the dream. So before you do any movement at all, you review, where was I, what was happening, what were the feelings, the emotions, the sights, the sounds. As soon as you review that, roll over and write in your dream journal what it was. It might start with, I did this for a couple months, and it started with like one sentence, like, oh, there was a dog, or oh, I was scared, or oh, and then the next day it was like, oh, there was my granny waving to me from the hill, and then in a couple weeks I was writing like novels when I woke up because I remember so clearly so
I
many
stopped to do
details.
it because
But anyway, once you get to this point, then you remember your dream better, and also you become more aware of when you're dreaming. Because it's that when you become aware of when you're dreaming, then you can have a lucid dream. Then you can control it. And when I was young, I used to do lots of lucid dreaming. I'd either end up flying or having sex. But if you practice yoga in your dream, holy cow, if you realize you're dreaming and you start to do Uddiyana Bandha, your consciousness explodes. Aside from that, other ways to realize that you're dreaming is, you can look at your hand. One of the things is you look at your hand, because in your dream, your hand will look different. You'll have an extra finger, or it will be fuzzy. So you can train yourself through the day. Just look at your hand every once in a while, and you'll train your consciousness to kind of have that awareness. Some people have a totem. Maybe you saw the movie Inception, and they would have a totem in their pocket, and they pull it out throughout the day and look at it. What it does is it trains the subconscious mind to look for something. Also, looking in a mirror. If you see yourself in a mirror in a dream, you look very different. So these are kind of 3 things that you can use to program yourself to look for, am I dreaming? Am I dreaming? Don't go too deep into it because you can drive yourself a little bit crazy. But it's also one of the paths to awakening, because if you can realize that you're dreaming when you're dreaming, you can also realize that you're dreaming now.
Yeah, there is a full path, and that is from the Tibetan. And I think maybe it's wrong. I think it's Pinochet that is wrote a lot book about that and practice a lot about that. I will look and maybe we'll write then in the comments. There are couple of books that you can read about that is more about awakening in the dream, in the lucid dream, because when we are dream, we are working with our astral body, so it's more subtle. It's another reality that we are living the dream, and that is where also there are all the questions about where is our conscious when we are deep sleep, in this state of deep sleep. This is the most near things that we can remember, because in the end we don't remember, but this is the most near things when we reach kind of illumination, because our conscious is in a completely state of oneness. We don't where you are in that moment, we don't have memory, but this is what is the most near. When we are in a deep state of meditation, can be, the comparison that we have. So the astral body and the real realm of dream, it's where we can work also with our awakening, with our, liberation. And actually, I believe that is more fast, because this gross body is more of this earth. The astral body is already one step more, because it's not attached to this body and this reality. In fact, in the dream you can fly, jump, and create a different reality. You can do anything. And there are a full philosophy and practice that is from the Tibetan, that I work with this, because exactly how Andrew is telling, in one point where you will be able to recognize that you are dream, you can change your dream, and you can decide to do your practice in the dream. And then there are, I don't know, for example, guru from this astral that will come in your dream and talk with you and teach to you. So there are many level, how to go deep on this practice and can become a full practice. And I tell you again, there is a practice where you put an alarm in the night, you wake up a specific time and become a full practice. I tried for a couple of weeks, but you need to sleep alone in the bed, to don't have, nobody around, and to have time, because sometimes happens that you wake up in the night and then you don't sleep anymore, and in the morning you are like a bit tired, especially if you have work and stuff like that. So but a good start is meditate before go to sleep, be aware in the morning, journaling, and in the dream start to really also to remember the colors. When you start to remember colors, sound, and maybe touch and emotion, this is when you are develop more awareness on the dream and in the astral body.
So Subak, sorry brother, Subakumar says how to do microcosmic orbit meditation. And beautiful brother, because it's one of the ones that I'm planning to teach here on one of these Sunday mornings. So maybe in 2 weeks we'll do the microcosmic orbit. So come back for that one. I'm not going to go into it now because that's the idea, is that we dedicate one day to one meditation. And he also says how to transmute the energy. There's many different techniques. I'm not going to go into them here because we have other videos on them, but you can check it out. The one I made a video just about this. It's called Yoga for Sex and Retention. Check that out. What I always recommend everybody to start with is my 10-day challenge, Raise Your Vibration, working with Uddiyana Bandha. It's quite a strong, gross way to learn to move this energy, and once you've got that figured out, it's more easy to learn the more subtle ways. So start with that, Raise Your Vibration challenge, and check out the other video where I go in depth to this. If you want, I can leave a link down below after.
Yeah, I did also one video on sublimation. It's a short explanation about how to use sublimation, especially in the end the yoga practice. It is in a YouTube channel.
Yeah, so we'll leave both the links to those videos below, and then you can check that out. Nadine says, I love these question and answer sessions. Thank you so much. There's the link, Andrew. I didn't get the link. Maybe you're not allowed to put links because they think that you're spamming. So I will leave the link after in the comment section below this video. Just Clelia will have to remind me because I did Kundalini before this. So if that's it, unless anybody has any other questions, I think we're gonna wrap this up. It's a good time, 75 minutes, not so bad. Thank you, Vicky. Thank you everyone for joining us. Remember, if you want to join in the live practice with us, we're now on Zoom. If you want to join, you can send us an email to refeelyoga@gmail.com. At the moment, it's Sunday and Wednesday mornings at 9 a.m. Give a little picture here. Ta-da! Reserve your... Look how fun Clelia looks in this photo. I think she's so cute. Brother, I'm not talking too much about this in these question and answer sessions because they will get our channel in trouble. So some things we cannot talk about here. I apologize for that. But definitely check out the video where I talk in depth about this. And to everyone else, thank you so much for joining. We love you so much. We really enjoy this time.
Bye-bye. See you next Sunday.
Beautiful. Can you put the schedule for Zoom class on your Facebook page? I will do that. I will put it on my private page and we will put it on the Refeel Yoga Facebook page. Beautiful. Ciao, guys. Namaste.
Namaste. No, my palms are